Will you sit there and enjoy the ride?
The Motor City is ready. It's race weekend in Detroit.
Oh, we got a problem in the back of the field.
The Grand Prix is back on Belle Isle for the last time.
The checkered flag is there in Detroit.
One final jump in the fountain before the race returns to the streets of Detroit.
I'm really excited to bring it back to the city.
And tonight is the night that kicks things off. It's a night that celebrates speed and glamour. It's the Grand Prixmiere, and it starts right now.
Tonight is a celebration of Belle Isle where all the action will begin in just over 12 hours. You are looking live from the famed James Scott Memorial Fountain. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Local 4 Plus. I'm Bernie Smilovitz. This is the world-famous Tony Kanaan. We're putting on this show here tonight from...
But right now, the party is at Campus Martius Park. The biggest
Roger,
names in IndyCar racing are here to open race weekend.
Right here, right between us.
Wow. A couple of my good friends here, huh?
Roger Penske just showed up, and Tony Kanaan is here, I've said. Great to see you. Let me get out of your... so you could get good sunshine on you. You look great.
Well, thank you.
How do you feel this is going to be the last year on the island?
Well, there's got to be a first for everything in there, so we're going to come back downtown. You know, obviously Tony knows about when we ran downtown Formula. That's 40 years ago, I think. It was some numbers. I don't have them all, but it's going to allow the city to really open up.
Yeah.
And people can come for free. Most of the people that don't have the opportunity of the island, and I think that it's going to make the city something like it's never been with that event. So, go ahead. Sorry.
Pretty excited about it, you sound.
Well, I'm thrilled with it, and you know, Bud and his team and Mike Montre and the whole group are just they've really laid it out. We got support from the city council, from the mayor, from the governor's office, Tony. You know what it takes to put all this together, but you know, we're committed to downtown. We're committed to a vibrant downtown, a safe downtown, and the more we can do to have big events, will just make us a better place.
Go ahead.
Roger, you're a big, advocate of bringing the Grand Prix back to Detroit back in the days when, we used to run here. Of course, it's important for the city, but for the people out there, I mean, how important was to have an IndyCar race here since we came back?
Well, when you think about CART and the split and everything else we had, and we made one of the bigger mistakes in racing when we didn't go back to Indy. We certainly see that now. We're able to get back there and race, but to come here with the best drivers, the fastest drivers, coming out of Indianapolis and being able to come here to run, you couldn't have a better, really just a better stage for it.
Right. I'm just curious, you're involved in so many different things. Do you ever spend like one day away from racing?
Well, I'm not really right now. I mean, I've got quite a bit of commitment, as you would expect, but I'm really kind of in no man's land once the race starts. I can't go on a box. I can't go in race control. I can go up and see sponsors, which I have to do, not only for the team, but also for the series. But so that's my only down day, follow me, and I haven't figured it out yet after 2 years.
Well, Roger, what fans can expect next year? We're coming back downtown, right? We're going to close streets. We're going to race for after 40 years downtown. You guys, do we have a layout? Actually, that's my...
But Bud has a layout that's been approved by everyone downtown. I think it will run past the GM building, so it's going to be just right downtown and with the water, and we can put people up in the parking garages that can see the track. There's just a lot of thought in it, and quite honestly, it's better for people. I think it's within 20 minutes of 200 businesses you can walk to the track, which will make a big difference.
That sounds great. I mean, I can see the excitement in your voice and everything. I remember when it used to be downtown. It was a spectacle. Did you enjoy racing? Did you race here downtown?
Actually, I'm old, but I'm not that old.
Oh, okay.
I got here in '96, and actually my first win in IndyCar and Indy Lights was here in Belle Isle, '96. Right. '97 I won again, and then in 2000 I had my worst accident here. I broke my arm, and the people here in the city at the hospital took really great care of me. Roger flew me home after I left the hospital here. So great people. It's a great city. We have to have a race here. I remember as a kid watching, because remember we used to go actually up the hill, down the hill. It was so. Hopefully,
we're keeping it flat though for next year. So no up and no down. There'll be a little bit of undulation, but nothing like it was before.
Just trying to get it out, a little bit of the layout of the circuit to see if I can read it.
He wants to come back. Yeah. I looked up some stuff. You came from Shaker Heights, is where you were born, and at a young age, Your father encouraged you to be an entrepreneur. Do you remember what your first business was or what your first interest was?
I was delivering newspapers.
Oh, is that right?
In the morning and at night. You know, it was the time I used to get the apartment buildings. It was a little bit easier to deliver a lot of papers. You know, so, you know, I had a game even at that point. But no, one thing my dad did with me, he said, if you want something, you earn half and I'll give you the other half. So it was always something that we were challenged with. He took me to Indy in '51. First time I went there with Lee Wallard won, so I guess that's when I got bitten by the bugs. But he's up there today. I don't know that he knows that we bought the Speedway, so I hope it's okay.
He does. He's probably really proud of you.
Yeah, I hope so.
You know, Bernie, I have to say, this man needs no introduction, but I have so much respect for what he's done for IndyCar, for the series, for the Speedway, and we're in a really good hands.
Yeah.
I mean, Detroit should be proud that, you know, we're bringing this race back.
He was the chairman of the Super Bowl committee that brought the Super Bowl. He was a hell of a Super Bowl. It was an unbelievable for the city in the dead of winter. It was amazing.
That was really the catalyst, because people said, what are you going to do next? So I said, let's do the Grand Prix. And that really, because you remember that was in 2006. Right. And we had run here, then we kind of had a hiatus. But now, I mean, the support from the sponsors, certainly with Chevrolet and GM and Lear, and just so many other corporate people here that are doing nothing but support it because they know it's great for the city. And that's really what I'm all about. We've got to learn how to give back. You just can't take. And I think that Bud and his organization and Mike Montry and the whole team, we're doing this, as I said earlier, to provide something that's just great for the city. And quite honestly, we want the series to be known as someone that cares about the fans. In fact, a couple of things that we did announce at Indy, all of our haulers are running on reformulated diesel now, renewable. So we've taken the carbon footprint and brought it down to zero. So we're trying to look at sustainability. We're looking at diversity. All of these things and inclusion now become way up on top of us. Not just how fast you're going, but how fast are we going to set the standard in this sport.
It will be the first years in the United States to run the biofuel, right?
Next year,
Shell.
Next year we'll also have in the race cars, both in Honda and Chevrolet, will run the new renewable fuels, which will be 100% carbon free, which is amazing.
Where do you see the future of racing and everything? Is it? Are we talking electric at some point? Or
there's lots of discussion about electric. Remember, there's 300 million cars on the road here in the U.S. It's going to take a long time before it's all electric. Sure. And I think people want to go fast. They want to hear noise. But we're going to have a hybrid engine car, which will be some electric and some normal aspirated engines, and we'll have that coming up over the next couple of years. So there'll be a conversion of technology, what I'd say.
You were a driver at one time. What do you like on the roads now as a driver?
Well, you know, I'm a car dealer with 35 different brands, so I really can't tell you.
Roger, but you like to be
very smart.
Right. Oh, I like to drive. Are you kidding? I drive every day. Yeah, it's a funny thing that. I'm driving one of these new Corvettes right now, and I last year I bid on an e-Hummer. I just got it, so I drive a Hummer one day. I've got a couple other cars. We've got a Ford truck, so I got a little bit of everything. It's trying to be patriotic here in town.
Just for kicks, do you ever think of going into a place and renting like a Penske truck to see what happens?
Well, I feel like I rent a lot of them out. We haven't had enough lately, but no, we do a lot of the mystery shopping, Bernie, with our people, because that tells us you can look at all the data you want, but you've got experience. It's a very good question that you ask. And not only do I go in, but we want our people. And most people that come to work for our company start on the rental counter. They don't teach you about talking to people when you go to college anymore. It's all about data. But we need to have this high-tech, high-touch. And part of that is knowing when to go in and see, and you got to check what you want. And that's what I like to do. I love going out and being in the operations.
And Bernie, I have a funny story. I moved from Miami to Indianapolis a few years ago, and all my trophies, memorabilia were in Miami. I rented a Penske truck. I called Bud. Bud hooked me up with the general manager in Miami. And when I went to deliver the truck back in Indy, because I didn't want anybody to drive to move my stuff, the guys threw a big welcome for me when they couldn't believe I was delivering the truck. And I'm not even a Penske driver. So they have great people working there.
Anyway, you've been an unbelievable inspiration to a lot of people. You've done great for the city of Detroit. It's a pleasure to have you on. It's just great to chat with you.
See you and listen to you. during the week and all the stories that everybody has here, but you're part of the success here, which makes a big difference. It just takes many of us to make this a better place. So keep up what you're doing. Of course, Tony, you can see here's a guy wasn't in a car up until Indianapolis. He damn near won the race. So I got to figure out, maybe I don't have any drivers. Just bring him to Indy next year.
I'm available.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, tell Chip I'm ready. Maybe.
I think we made a deal here. Anyway, great seeing you. Have a great time. Great seeing you. Thank you. All right, we're going to head over to Jamie Edmonds. Jamie?
Hey there, Bernie. Yeah, I'm here at the Grand Prixmiere just across the street near the tent where they will be having dinner. And I'm joined now by a guest, Scott McLaughlin. Of course, Scott, you're from New Zealand. And the first question here at this big party is, who are you wearing?
Well, straight off the racetrack, my wife had everything sorted for me, so I don't really know what I'm wearing, but it's...
Wait, let's look.
It feels nice. The cloakroom.
Okay, you look great.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
You clean up nice. Yeah. Like earlier today, you were wearing a suit in this hot sun in practice. How was the car?
Yeah, car feels really good. I mean, the last time on Belle Isle, so it's a little bit of sweet every session you go out there, but super excited to come downtown next year. But the car feels nice, and sort of can't wait to kick off the race.
Scott, you were a Rookie of the Year ×2 in 2021, was just last year. Tell us.
Yeah, look, 2021 Rookie of the Year for the Indy 500 and the series, which is exactly the goal that I wanted to achieve last year. Coming to my second season with Team Penske, and got Gallagher on the car this weekend. It's a new sponsor for a new partner for us, and it's super exciting. I feel a lot more comfortable around here in my second year, and can't wait for what's ahead.
That's a great honor, ×2 Rookie of the Year, because you were so fast, because of your results. Why'd you get it?
Yeah, look, it was a lot of hard work, confidence building throughout the season. You go through lots of ups and downs as a rookie, but learning off my teammates and trying to absorb like a sponge, all the advice, everything you have from off-track events to on track. You work very hard on it, but to get those two prizes was a very proud moment in my career and something I'll cherish forever.
I saw you saw Bud across the way there, and you said, I want to win this last race. Is that the mentality?
Oh, for sure. All us Team Penske drivers, everyone obviously, but especially the Team Penske drivers, it's a dear race to the Penske heart, to Penske family heart, and we would love to finish it off, and especially for me with Gallagher being their first race on my car, so it'd be fantastic to get it done, and we'll see how we go.
So who's the competition then, you think, this week? And Chip Ganassi had a great Indy 500.
They did. They're going to be strong. I think everyone. Right now, IndyCar is in such a great patch, a purple patch right now with the competitiveness of the series. So exciting. And I think that's why you'll see probably nearly a sellout crowd on the weekend.
There's a lot of parity. I mean, any driver can win any week. I think Joseph Newgarden's won twice, but like every week I'm talking to a different driver. That makes it exciting as a fan.
Yeah, I think, 6 out of 7 I think we've had, or 5 out of 6 we've had different race winners, which is fantastic. And it's just so much depth in the series. You cannot make mistakes. You cannot, drop the ball at any stage, because there's people there to pick up the pieces and take the win from you. So we're thankful on my car to have won the first race of the season, put us in a great spot for the championship, and we'll keep fighting on from Belle Isle on.
Instead of a duel in Detroit, you guys have one race. So does that make it a little bit more relaxing? Can you have some cocktails today?
No cocktails. I'm off the beers, but certainly be working hard just to look after the body. It is a long month that we've just had in Indy. So coming here is a bit of a shock to the system. But we feel fit and ready to go. But certainly not a duel. It makes it a little bit easier for us physically, but certainly we'll give the fans exactly what they want on Sunday.
All right, so this Sunday you're going to race on Belle Isle, and next year you're going to be zooming just over there downtown. Are you excited for that?
I am, because it's going to be a lot easier to get down here for this Grand Premiere. But fantastic for the city. I think over 50% of the access is going to be for free. I think it's fantastic for the Detroit, and hopefully we can build that from the ground. We can just continue to build this for IndyCar and just keep building the city, and to be a part of that is very special for the inaugural. That's for sure.
All right, Scott McLaughlin, thank you so much for joining me. Tell your wife she did a great job dressing.
I will. I hope she's watching.
All right, thank you so much. He could be on the podium at the fountain, Bernie. We'll see. Back to you.
All right, Jamie, thank you much. I'm going to let Mr. Kanaan do the intro on his friend here.
Well, we're here with Will Power, an IndyCar champion, an Indy 500 champion. He drives for Roger Penske. Last year, in my opinion, got robbed in this race, not his fault. He was leading until they red flagged the race and his car wouldn't restart. He was dominating the race. So is that okay? Is that a good intro?
That's a good intro, man. It was a very heartbreaking moment. When I had 5 to go, I was leading, red flag. So we're all stopped in the pit lane, and then when it was time to start the engines, mine wouldn't start. So you always think a place owes you something, but never does, because we're just so fortunate to run in a series like this and race cars and get paid for it. So just going to enjoy this weekend. I think it's a cool track, very tough to extract the time out of it and see where we end up.
Have you thought at all about the race moving downtown here and going to the streets?
Yeah, that's given me more motivation to try win out on the island. But
you'd be the last one.
Yeah, that would be cool. But we'll see. I think it's going to be great to have it downtown. Half the track's going to be open to fans for free, so I think you're going to get a huge crowd, and it's just way more accessible for people to get there. I mean, it's in a great area. It's going to be near the GM building, so yeah, good stuff.
Good stuff. I'm going to ask both of you. So you're like the race is Sunday, so it's like a day and a half away. Do butterflies build for a racer? Are you guys get nervous? Do you have any edge? How about you?
For the 500, Indy 500, I really get nervous like weeks before. But on Sunday, like if you qualify really well, you have a good chance. I get quite nervous for the race. I do anyway. I just can't help it. It's not the danger of it, it's the competition of it. You really want to do well.
How do you settle yourself down?
Honestly, I think you need that. You need that to be ready. I've got in the car before when I've been really relaxed and then crashed on the first corner. I think you need that sort of, your body's ready for war. You know, like I think you need that.
Yeah. How about you?
I'm the same. I mean, I think some races are different than others. When you talk about the 500, which is obviously the biggest event of the year for us, but then you come to a race, you qualify well, so you start thinking Saturday night already, well, tomorrow I have a chance to win. It gets more nervous the more up front you start, but also when you're in the back, you're kind of more relaxed because you have nothing to lose, but at the same time, Bernie, I think if you don't have that, it's time to stop.
Well, isn't that adrenaline in any athlete or any race car driver, football player, anybody? If you don't have that edge, you're kind of finished, right?
I think you're done. I
you're
think
tapped
if you don't
out.
have that, it's time to go do something else. But this weekend, you come on from a great Indy 500 until something happens. So you had a great start. I mean, you were running up there with me when they called. You were right behind me after the start.
Yeah.
There is a bounce back, but then you come to a place that I've heard you say you have some unfinished business to do for what happened to you. Last year, right?
This place is so tough. I always struggle in qualifying here for whatever reason, whether it's a cement track or the evolution. So I'm really determined to have a good qualifying session and try to get in the top 6. That would be really big for me. And then on race day, obviously, it'd be nice to challenge for the win. But as you know, this series is so tough now. You can be P1 or you can be P20. 1 week, Barber in Alabama, I was qualified 19th. The next week, I was on pole at Indianapolis Road Course. So you never know where you're going to end up. So you got to keep banking those points because there's not going to be someone dominating. It's going to be about consistency.
Plus, this track being so tough, so hard on the car, on the drivers. It's bumpy. It has some concrete patches. There's a lot of history of yellows, and people actually, we explain to the viewers, but they gamble on pit stops, right? Sometimes you're leading, you don't pit, and a guy pitted early in a yellow, somebody causes a yellow in the right time, that can cost you the race. Yeah,
definitely there's a lot of strategy that plays into this race. As you said, it's quite easy to make mistakes, so you get a lot of yellows, and when it goes full course yellows, they close the pit. So if half the field's already pit and you haven't, you were leading, you're going back behind 12, 13 cars. So that's the tough game of IndyCar, is to guess those strategies. Sometimes it's just luck, honestly, but you just got to put yourself in a good position every time. You got to play a little conservative. I feel like if you're in the championship, you can't be hanging out there when a bunch of people have already pit. You just got to play the odds over the whole season of a whole season of top 5s. You're winning the championship simply.
What would you guys be doing if you weren't race car drivers? What would you do?
This.
No. Just on the TV?
What would be doing you? No, I don't know.
I actually, Bernie, I wanted it to be a cop.
Oh, I wouldn't want to get pulled up by this guy. You'd be in handcuffs. You'd be arrested for sure, especially for speeding.
Right. But we were very lucky to do what we do
big
and
time.
bring entertainment like you guys. Yeah. You guys do such a great job when we come into town. But I think we're made to drive race cars.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be able to cope with anything else. Especially now, it's been too many years out of not working. It's just,
Hey, how's Roger Penske as a boss?
He's good. He's
If you're winning.
Look, yes, if you're winning, he's good. But at the end of the day, he's giving you an opportunity to win week in, week out. So, you know, you must perform, and you know that in your head. The only reason you're there is because you had performed in your previous career at another team. So you understand that. You won't last long in a team like this if you're not performing. That's just the nature of the beast. And I just feel very fortunate to have spent so many years in that team and been given so many chances to win races and have won championship, won the Indy 500, and have won a lot of races. So just lucky.
It's a team, isn't it?
It is
Jones?
a team.
Team.
It
right?
is. It's a great team.
It's a team sport.
Yeah.
So, and,
Yes.
you know, like
How many guys are on a team to get that car ready for Sunday? This Sunday.
I'd say like it's 15 guys per car, probably. About
plus
15.
the guys back in the shop.
Plus the
It's a
guys,
huge
yeah,
organization,
big
right?
time, yeah.
Are you in Carolina? You live in Carolina year round, North
Yeah,
Carolina? Where
yeah.
in North Carolina?
Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, beautiful city.
Yeah, it is
really
nice.
growing.
Yeah.
Football fan? Big Panthers fan?
I actually love American football. I watched the Panthers the one year that they made it to the Super Bowl, but I haven't really followed them. I followed Tom Brady wherever he goes now. So it's the Buccaneers.
Well, it's good. He picked a schlepper, you know, a guy in the back of the. If the poor guy could just get a break once in a while in his life, you know?
When he retires,
It's his age, Tony. Like as you know, like if there's someone in their 40s kicking butt, it's good for us, so we can have a longer career.
For all three of them. Well, no, not all three. And Brady's not going to go into broadcasting when he's done playing. Did you read about his deal?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
10 years with Fox for $375 million.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I think he's underpaid. No, I'm just.
you know, that's what Bernie and I made a deal. That's what we're going to be making.
That's what we're. Yeah, we're going on the road together. He's going to tell Lauren in a few minutes, but you know, she's all right. It'll be great.
Well, the 300 million she'd be happy about.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't that the truth? Anyway, you're always great, and you're always great with your time, and we always appreciate you coming by. And are we going to Jamie? We're going to Jamie. Will Power, you're terrific. All right, let's head over to Jamie. Hey, Jamie.
Hey there, Bernie. I love the Tom Brady talk. I'm over here near where they're going to have dinner, and I am now joined by another guest, Bud Danker, chairman of the Detroit Grand Prix. What an evening.
It is an amazing evening in our middle of our city. It's just beautiful down here, sparkling. So much energy, so much excitement to have this race back downtown again next year, but also a lot of business to do this year on Belle Isle.
Absolutely. Let's talk about this weekend. You were talking about at the media luncheon momentum going in the right direction for IndyCar. Well, actually, let's start with the Indy 500. You guys had 300,000 people, so yeah, people are interested in IndyCar.
Imagine that, 300,000 people, the largest sporting event in the world, obviously motorsports event in the world, 330,000 actually, unbelievable. We're up 20% over 2019, and tomorrow, Saturday, we're going to have our biggest crowd ever in 13 years of having the race on Belle Isle. We've had it there, so great momentum for the series.
Yeah, I think there was a sign that said, sold out, sold out, sold out. That's got to be music to your ear.
It was. We only have some general admission tickets left to go. That's all we have, so if you want some, come on down or go online, DetroitGP.com. But it's going to be an amazing weekend. The weather's beautiful. And we're so grateful to get back to Belle Isle one more time before we come downtown.
And when you do leave Belle Isle, I know there's a lot to get to this weekend, there's a legacy there of what you guys have left, almost $20 million.
Everybody has a legacy, and our legacy is giving back to Belle Isle, as you mentioned, Jamie. $13.5 million of infrastructure improvements. Scott Fountain was repaired and works. The lagoon is beautiful again. The casino, it sparkles again. The MacArthur Bridge, those lights weren't even working when we came there. So all of those things we were leaving behind in great shape. And then another $5.5 million to the Belle Isle Conservancy. We hope here tonight to raise another $500,000, who knows, to the Belle Isle Conservancy tonight. It all goes back to Belle Isle, and that I'm most proud of.
So, you know, maybe people aren't racing fans, but you can see what racing has done for Belle Isle when you look at the casino, you look at picnic tables, the restrooms, stuff that Penske and the Detroit Grand Prix has left behind. Let's talk about the racing now. Not a duel in Detroit for the Indy Series, but just the one race, and these guys want to jump in that fountain one more time.
They sure do. We have 6 races We have 3 races on Sunday and 3 on Saturday, so a lot of action.
So a lot of guys want to go in the fountain.
They do, a lot of
which you don't
folks.
condone, but if it happens.
That's right. I don't condone it at all, but we'll see. But anyway, we've got tremendous action tomorrow, qualifying for IndyCar, racing going on for the sports cars, racing going on for Indy Lights. We're racing again on Sunday with 3 more races, so it's jam-packed. We start racing tomorrow at 7:45 in the morning, so the sound of roars in Belle Isle will be heard loud at 7:45.
And maybe some roars here tonight. There are some really cool people walking by. Is this the vision when you guys said, let's have a Grand Premiere?
It really is, and to have it now downtown is really a prelude to next year. It really is the looking ahead for next year, and about 340 people are here tonight, all for a great cause, to raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for Belle Isle Conservancy. And I'm so proud of that, and so proud of my team, Michael Montry and the team that put this all together. They're the real heroes.
And I asked Scott McLaughlin who he was wearing. Who are you wearing? This is like country club chic.
What did Scott say?
He said his wife dressed him.
My wife dresses me as well, but I've got a great tailor in Birmingham.
It says his name on the inside. That's
anyway,
how you know it's a really nice suit.
Great tailor there, takes great care of me. But my wife's the one who dresses me. Without her, this would not be possible.
So then what is a successful weekend when we're all wrapped up on Sunday?
I think a safe race, obviously a competitive race for the fan, but first of all, safety first. And we'll have that, I'm sure, through the weekend. And then also exciting, that the fans come back and see excitement. Give them a taste of what they're going to see next year when they come to downtown Detroit. But for me, the best thing about it is the smiles on people's faces. Getting together back again, the momentum we have of getting together again, just seeing each other face to face, having fun, having laughs, and giving back to a great cause.
But I interviewed a lot of people today on the island. There are a lot of kids, there are a lot of families. People are excited about this race. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jamie.
Great job. Now we're going to take a look at what's happening on Belle Isle this weekend.
Events on Saturday start bright and early. The gates on Belle Isle open at 7:30. The first race of the day is at 10:25. It's race 1 of the Masters Endurance Legends USA. At 11:30, it's the first race of the Indy Lights Series. Then at 3:10, you can watch sports cars race around the track in the Chevrolet Sports Car Classic.
Sunday is the big day on Belle Isle. Doors open again at 7:30. At 11, it's race 2 of the Masters Endurance Legends. At 12:15, catch part 2 of the Indy Lights Series. At 3, it's the race we're all waiting to see, the Chevrolet IndyCar Grand Prix. The green flag will wave at around 3:30, with a winner expected to jump in the fountain at around 5:30. Now here's Paul with your race day forecast.
Hey guys, we got off to a great start on our Comerica Bank free pre-day, and things are going to look pretty good for our Saturday. Then we get into a bit of a question mark for Sunday. I'll explain that. First of all, waking up on our Saturday morning to bright sunshine, clear blue sky, and then skies become partly cloudy during the afternoon, but no rain. We're going to be dry all the way through our Saturday evening, so in good shape there. Now, it's overnight Saturday night that we cloud up, and showers move in late at night. Notice there's a greater propensity for showers here north of 8 Mile than to the south. And as I move you through the day, notice again, there are some scattered shower chances south, but the more numerous chances are going to be the farther north you are in the area. So fingers crossed we can keep some of that stuff away from Belle Isle, but even as you get into the late afternoon or perhaps into the evening hours, there is the chance that we could get showers coming through Belle Isle. So bring an umbrella, keep an eye on our app's real-time radar just to stay ahead of the weather. As far as temperatures go, looks like around 72 degrees for a high on Saturday. Don't forget the sunscreen. You can burn just as quickly at 72 as you can when it's 90. And then Sunday, it looks like mid-70s for a high, and again, just the chance for those scattered showers. We'll keep an eye on it and keep our fingers crossed, guys.
All right. It's a beautiful night here at Campus Martius. The weather is holding up. It's great. And are you going to introduce another friend of yours, a childhood friend?
Bernie, full circle, right? Childhood friend, helped me in the beginning of my career when I went to Italy. Max Papis, IndyCar winner, NASCAR winner. Now, actually, people don't know this, but he makes every steering wheel that it is in NASCAR and some of the IndyCar steering wheels with his business.
That's a good gig.
Absolutely, no.
And now, hold on. And he's actually one of the stewards in IndyCar that give us all the penalties if we're bad boys.
Oh. Do you ever go light on your friend here?
Absolutely not. You know, like as I told Tony, you know, there is a Max who wears the MPI hat that you know is my company.
Yeah.
That we are the Indy 500 champion with the steering wheel. Then there is a Max that is a race steward, and there is a Max that is a friend of Tony. So there are three different people.
How are these drivers to deal with? Are they whiny? Are they angry? Are they take their penalties well?
I mean, this is the best way I can tell you. they put an outlaw to manage the race. I've done everything that was possible. The rules were different, so it's more like, I don't look at my job like a policeman. I'm more of an advisor before the race, and I'm the guy that actually you can come and talk, understand about the rules and everything, and if you put it in my hand, obviously rules are rules, you got to apply them, but there is a very mutual respect, and it's a great thing. So I just felt that I love helping the sport and bringing this inside knowledge and making them understand that there could be someone in race control that is actually, the good guy.
Well, but Bernie, what the series does really well is that is Max Papis and Arie Luyendyk actually, that they were race car drivers. So they know all the games that we play on the track, and sometimes you can catch it. And the best actually advice Max gives us at the drivers' meeting is, don't put it in my hands, right?
Absolutely, Tony. It's quite simple, I came over here 6 years ago, thanks to Jay Fry. I know him for a long time, the president of IndyCar. And people that did what I did before, they were in the news every Monday and Tuesday. And we found a way to get out of the news. Obviously, Jay allowed us to, modify some rules in the rule book. And it's all about mutual respect, and understanding. We always talk about, does it affect safety? Does it affect competition? But I like to see that people don't look at what Arie and I do like policemen, but more like, keeping the sport safe.
But Max, so of course, your decision, when it comes to your decision, you have to make much quicker decisions than we even do at 200 miles an hour. If you make the wrong decision, you can change somebody's life. So to me, you have the biggest responsibility at the racetrack. How hard is your job, so people can understand that it's probably one of the toughest, because you're also not at the racetrack. You're watching from a monitor, from you're getting a lap time from a timing line. So how hard that is?
That's a really good question, Tony. It's I like to look at what we do in a pretty clear way. We always say, does it, first of all, for the people listening, we are kind of like the referee, during a basketball game, during a football game. And the two things that affect our decision is, did what happened affected safety? Did it affect competition? And was it any rule infringed? Those were the three things. And it's a quite clear decision, because if we cannot determine right on the spot if someone is in the wrong or in the right, we don't make that decision. So we know that we cannot give back what we take away. So my responsibility is, if I put the thumb on the results or if I change something, I have to be very clear, and I want to be able to come to you or to someone and explain what happened with facts, not just with my opinion. And I think that applying this philosophy of you cannot give back what you take away, it makes the sport more consistent. And obviously sometimes you feel gutted, because I know what it means when you're sitting in the car. But if if I didn't, I'm not the guy who sped in pit lane. I'm not the guy who missed the pit lane commitment. So I kind of tell the guys that, does it feel bad sometimes? Of course. Does it feel good, the fact that there is someone like me? I feel that it would have been way nicer if in the past there would have been a chance to have a conversation like we're having.
Tell me where you guys were as childhood friends. Where did you grow up? How'd you get bit by the racing bug?
You can tell by our accents we're not from here, right?
No. I thought you were from the suburbs. I'm sorry.
I'm from the south of Italy.
Of Italy. When I was 16, I got an opportunity to go to Italy. And Max was a very established race car driver then. I lived Bernie, inside of a race shop and slept on a mattress on the floor because I had no money.
Really?
And Max and his family were really good people to me, and he helped me out a lot. And we got fortunate enough to actually, years and years later, Max raced in Formula One, and we both came to America. And I think one of the best and worst moments of our career, and for me I was extremely gutted, when I got my first win in IndyCar, was because Max ran out of fuel on the last lap, on the last corner.
You did that for your friend, didn't you?
Absolutely not. I'm still waiting for the share of the prize money. But as he said, as Tony said, racing is a very cruel sport. Obviously, when you're on track, you got to be selfish. You got to think about yourself. But this relationship that we built, long time ago, is still very real. Is very true. And it's a pride for me. I was there when Tony won his Indy 500. I was there with our common friend Alex Zanardi.
He was crying. Max wasn't racing anymore, but
the happiness, even the third place he had last weekend in Indianapolis. I know what it takes, and I know the effort that he put in, because he came from nothing. And to see the guy that he was sleeping on the floor at the race shop, winning the Indy 500, it shows everyone, all the kids that are listening, that it's possible. I don't come from much. Tony come from even less. And we both achieved great goals in our lives. So, keep dreaming and keep putting the effort towards your dream.
What city in Italy are you from?
I'm born near Milano, north side of Italy. Yes, sir.
Here we go. That's Max Pappas for you.
You're kind of an unofficial Italian, having this
Well,
relationship.
yeah,
I
speak better Italian than I do English. So I lived there for quite a while, and the good thing is.
Give us a story from childhood. Like, what do you remember about this?
Maybe I should tell the story.
Go ahead.
First of all,
Well, we share the same hero, by the way.
Absolutely. We had a common friend. Ayrton Senna was the person that basically banked the beginning of my career and helped Tony as well. Obviously, hero, Formula One champion.
He died in a very tragic accident in Formula One in Italy.
Yep, unfortunately. And what I remember of Tony, he was a kid, trying his best to become a pro in racing. And when you do that, there is no stopping. He was sleeping on the floor at the shop. Then I saw him again racing Indy Light, and I was really pleased that people were able to see his potential and who he was, and being able to race against him has always been a great challenge. And I was actually, it's a good memory, the fact that when he won his first race, he was one that I was leading. No, you won it. We ran out of gas, and you deserved the win. It was here in Michigan at the 500.
Oh, in Brooklyn.
Yep, in Brooklyn, and it was one of those moments where, was I really upset? Yeah. Was I happy that it was him winning the race? Yes. So kind of difficult to mix emotions.
Yeah, very nice. How sweet is that?
Well, we're good friends for real, Bernie. Yeah. It's been more than 30 years.
What was gas a gallon at that time? No, I'm just kidding.
99 cents.
99.
I remember.
Oh, probably right, wasn't it?
99 or $1.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Anyway, great seeing you.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the way.
I appreciate it, and all of you guys have a great day, and enjoy the Detroit Grand Prix. It's a great show.
All right, I'll try to get your cut out of his purse that you let him win. Jamie, over to you.
Awesome.
Pleasure. You were
Always a fun one to watch. Elio Castroneves with Team Penske.
Elio is totally unchallenged. He has the checkered flag for the third time here at Belle Isle.
He's tied with Scott Dixon for most wins on Belle Isle. He has 3 of them under his belt, the most recent in 2014. But you might know him from his other big win, the Mirror Ball Trophy on Dancing with the Stars.
Elio and
Scott McLaughlin with Team Penske won IndyCar Rookie of the Year in 2021. He made his debut in Detroit last year and says the course was one of the toughest yet.
Let's see what happened to Scotty Mack, because this one was with a little more authority into the tires there.
But the New Zealand native is back and ready to compete.
Both winners from 2019 are back, and they're looking for redemption. Team Penske's Joseph Newgarden took the checkered flag on day 1 of the duel in 2019.
It's going to be a drag race. Newgarden has done it.
Newgarden was the runner-up on day 2 last year. He's ready to be back on top on Belle Isle and can't wait for what's next.
So excited. I think the track coming back downtown makes a lot of sense. As much as I've loved Belle Isle, I'm really excited to bring it back to the city.
Scott Dixon is a name Detroit racing fans know well. He's a 3-time winner on Belle Isle.
The checkered flag is there for Dixon in Detroit. He wins.
Dixon won Duel 2 in 2019, but didn't crack the top 3 in 2021. He has the most wins under his belt out of any active IndyCar drivers.
All right, welcome back. We are at the Grand Premiere, just outside of it. We got to go in there. Well, you should do the honors here because
again.
Well, you're kind of carrying the show if you notice.
You know, but before I do the intro, I think the winner of the Detroit Grand Prix has the tradition to jump into the fountain. I'm going to suggest after the end of the broadcast, we both should jump, don't you think?
You too?
Me and you.
Oh, me and you?
Yeah.
I would love to, but I just did my hair when I came over here.
This is Lauren Kanaan. We share a common last name, but she's my wife. She worked on TV her entire life and has been putting up with me, Bernie, for 15 years. So that's the intro, right?
What is this guy like when he's not racing?
When he's not racing, well, he drives our minivan full of children like a grandpa. Everyone likes to know that.
We have 4 kids.
He is not a speeder. He is not a crazy guy out on the road. He is a rule follower because he says, you know, we're more dangerous on the road than they are on the racetrack since they'll give any of us a driver's license. You know, he's a professional, you know. What else?
Is he fun?
He's fun. He's fun. My kids think he's a lot of fun.
I hear your interaction is great, you too.
I mean, I think so. I think so. Now, it's not fun for me when he's busy being fun and winding my kids up and it's bedtime. You guys know how that is. That's not as fun.
No.
But, you know, Lauren.
Where did you guys meet?
Here you go. That was my next question, so I'll let you
I had to do something here.
Bernie, do you want my version or her version?
We're going to get both.
Okay, so you go first.
I was reporting for IndyCar at the time, and I was assigned to interview him after, actually at an event. It was for the Indy 500. And I'll be honest, I interviewed this guy, and I could not get him to go away.
I got it. Okay.
What was I supposed to do about it? And here he still is.
My version is, Bernie, she came to interview me, couldn't resist, was shaking, the microphone was doing this, but then I actually made the first contact. I got her phone number from our PR person, and we went on a date.
Where'd you go on your first date?
I'll let you
We're
tell
ridiculous. Because he's Brazilian and he thought American people say, like, let's get drinks. He thought that's what you say to ask an American lady
I've never
out
gone
for
out
drinks.
with an American girl. I'm Brazilian.
And that can mean coffee, that can mean many things to us, but he suggested like an eveningish time. So I'm like, oh, he drinks. Here's a tip. Neither of us drink, like really at all.
Zero.
So we are sitting in an Irish pub, not having any idea what to order. And this poor waiter was like, just what do you want? And I'm like, oh no, you can choose. And he's like, no, ladies first.
And she chose, tell the beer.
I remembered that my girlfriend likes Blue Moons because it has an orange in it. Guys, I really didn't know what I was saying. So, and he was like, oh, me too, I'll have that too.
And the guy looked at me, he's like,
they sat there in front of us the whole night, and this poor waiter was like, what is wrong with them? But we had a fun conversation, so.
Well, obviously something happened there.
Yeah, right.
Something
I wasn't
worked.
drinking.
15 years later and 4 kids, we're here.
So, I wanted to ask you, and I want to ask you also. Now, there is a edge to this sport that is, people, there is you can crash and there could be maimed and hurt and even killed in this sport. How do you handle that as the wife of a race car driver, and how do you handle it in your mind?
So for me, Bernie, it's if you start thinking that way, it's time to stop. It's a very selfish sport. I think the people that suffer the most, it's our family, and then you work. So do you. You guys, you work hard and you have less time. But when I'm the race car, I'm very selfish in a way that I can't think of that. I mean, I understand that it's a risk. I've been doing this my entire life. But I don't compute that. And I think the day that I do, it would be the day to say, let's go do something else.
And the risk, so when he races, what do you like?
Honestly, I've always said, I worked in this industry too before I met him. I knew what I was getting, so it'd be pretty weird for me to complain now.
Right.
But also, this comes with a lot of bias, understandably, but I trust his judgment. I trust him completely. In my opinion, he's the safest guy out there. He tells me many things, what's going on with the cars, because I do understand the sport. He makes sure I understand even detailed what's going on with his car and with him and where he's at. I know at this point, we always say he doesn't really have anything else to prove. He can compete because he wants to. I know that he doesn't take any necessary risks, so he's safe. He knows what he's doing. Yeah.
I don't think I could do her job.
No.
To watch somebody
You're
like that.
You're doing my job.
No,
he's literally stealing my job.
I did not. Bernie likes me more than you, which is...
We'll talk after.
We got a side thing going on. We'll talk later.
So tell us what. So there's a big party going on. We're here downtown, and
Look, everybody's moving. Look,
I know they're leaving us
across the street.
Wait for us.
Wait.
So, how hard it is to actually talk and interview your own husband sometimes?
I mean, I wouldn't say that's hard at all. I really don't think so.
If you don't give her a good interview, you'll pay the price.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
actually, me doing her job, I would probably get. You didn't do this right. You didn't do this right.
I've made a few notes. I'll give them to him later.
Okay. They want us to move on. We're going to move on. Great seeing you.
You too. Thanks for having me.
Enjoy the evening.
I got to get next door. I think there's some other drivers to interview, but you guys look great.
Okay, thank you. You do too. See ya. Bye, Lauren. All right, let's head over to Jamie. She's got a guest. Jamie.
Hey there, Bernie. I do have a guest, a legend, really, a two-time Indy 500 winner. You're in the IndyCar Sports Hall of Fame. This is Ari Leyendijk. I didn't know I was going to see you today.
No, I didn't know either. But I'm here. I've been here for years now, and working in race control with Max Papis as a race steward. That's my role these days.
I was wondering, so how do you stay in racing and keep current? And you follow the rules and see if there are any violations at every race.
Yeah, we're kind of like referees. So if people see a penalty on Sunday, it usually comes from Max and I.
So you're the bad guy?
Yeah, I always say I'm the guy I used to hate.
You're the Flying Dutchman. I've heard this story off camera, but why do they call you that?
Well, there's a sailboat category in sailing called the Flying Dutchman, and it was, I believe, created in the Netherlands. So they use the Flying Dutchman for every guy that goes fast or runs fast or cycles fast or races fast. So now Rinus VeeKay is the new Flying Dutchman.
Are you okay passing the torch to Rinus as the new Flying Dutchman?
Oh, absolutely, because I'm in my late 60s and he's in his early 20s.
How old is he? He's
So
like 20?
He deserves it. Yeah, he's 21.
My goodness. All right, so you are someone who has raced in Detroit, and you were through all these buildings. Are you excited that it's going to return to the downtown street?
Well, I think so, because I thought back then it was really bring the city and the race together was really cool. And when we were racing around the Renaissance building, it had something magical to it. It was a very difficult course. It was very physical, one of the most physical tracks we ever raced on. And I had a couple of good races here. I liked it, and I think the guys will like it too.
One more race. We have stuff to do here on Belle Isle. One last time. I mean, IndyCar racing, there's so much parity. Anyone can win any weekend. Who do you like this weekend, though?
It's really difficult to say, because like for instance last year Marcus Ericsson came through to win after Joseph had a problem. But you look at the Penske guys, the Ganassi guys, at Carpenter Racing. I mean, all these teams are competitive. I mean, I think tomorrow at qualifying we'll see the whole grid, at least top 20, within maybe 0.7 of a second. So one little glitch in qualifying could put you in the back for the start, and then it's an uphill battle from there. So you have to get everything right because it's so competitive.
Well, we'll wait and see who jumps in that fountain, right? Question for you. What title do you like the most? Legend, Flying Dutchman, Indy 500 winner, or Grandpa?
Well, I like Grandpa, but no Grandpa.
What do they call you?
I'm Papa.
Oh, Papa. All right.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you like that the best?
So, but I like Ari the best.
Okay. All right, Ari.
Just call me Ari.
Thank you for joining me.
take care.
I know you are owed a cocktail. You waited a long time, so thanks for joining us.
I'll have a beer.
All right. Thank you so much.
Take care.
I think I have the co-chairs of this event joining me next. Do I? Yes, here they come. Let's do one after the other. Hello, I'm Jamie.
Jamie, I'm Julie.
Hi, Jim Danahy.
Okay, say your names and tell us, how you're involved.
I'm Julie Danahy, and along with my husband.
And I'm Jim Danahy.
Okay.
And we're the co-chairs for the event tonight.
How did that all come about? Tell me.
So the way it works at GM, we had kind of passed it around the senior leadership. So we got asked last fall to help plan the event. So, and actually Julie did most of the heavy lifting.
Every guy that I've had on here said, well, my wife dresses me. My wife does everything. As a wife, we know we do all the work.
Yeah.
So what goes into planning an event like this? Because it looks absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, Penske does a lot of the work, the actual work, behind the scenes. I feel like I got to do a lot of the fun stuff, or we together got to do a lot of the fun stuff.
Well, what's the fun stuff? Tell me.
Picking out the decor and food tasting, wine tasting, and
choosing the band.
It's like a wedding. You planned a wedding.
Yeah, it's an 800-person wedding, actually. Yeah, and the band, Frame 42, is one of my colleagues, Ken Morris. It's his kids.
Okay.
So we picked them, and we actually got lucky because we picked I like the Top Gun movie. We picked that as a theme, and we didn't know the sequel was coming out this week.
Oh my gosh,
so
so cool.
Perfect.
Am I going to hear some cool 80s music then?
Well, yeah, from the band for sure. They're going to say they did acoustic set. They're going to rock it out later. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, what would make this a successful event? That's just my last question for you. Raising a lot of money is what I think you're going to say.
For the Belle Isle Conservancy, that's what this is really all about. So raising money for them so they can do the things that they do on the island. They do a lot of work there. You know, the aquarium's open for free to anybody who wants to come because of the Conservancy. The Scott Fountain's been renovated because of the Conservancy. And so they're really doing a great work over there. And that's what really this is all about tonight, is raising money for them. And we've raised $5.5 million already. Not tonight, but in the years that we've done it, and we're hoping to, we'll be over 6 for sure.
That would be fantastic, and just leave a legacy of racing on Belle Isle and for the Conservancy.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, you guys deserve a cocktail because you did a great job. You look fantastic. Thank you for joining.
And my wife did dress me.
Okay, who are you wearing? Who are you wearing?
Ralph Lauren.
Oh, you didn't even know. You look beautiful as well.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Have a good night.
Bye. All right, I think we're going to talk about Free Pre-Day, which I got to enjoy today on Belle Isle. It's Free Pre-Day, or rather, opening day for the Grand Prix, the final race weekend here on the island.
Every year they've made it family friendly.
We saw so many moms and dads and kids and grandparents. Leroy Dennis brought his 4-year-old son, Caden.
So I wanted to give him a chance to introduce him to auto racing. My dad did the same to me when I was about his age, and I love Indy, I love NASCAR, so I just wanted to kind of pass down the experience.
Leroy is hoping to instill that same passion he has and pass it along. So far, so good.
I love cars.
Heather Willis-Dixon brought her daughter, Maven.
It was important to have her be able to experience the Grand Prix on Belle Isle since it's the last year here, right? And we were watching the news this morning, and I work a lot, so I had the day off, so I decided to bring her out.
Maven, like the thousands of people here today, got to go into the paddock, see the cars up close and personal, watch practice and qualifying rounds, take a picture on the very first day the Scott Fountain is running. It was important for Heather that her daughter got this experience.
My husband's deceased, and he would have loved to bring her here, so since he can't, I wanted to make sure I got the chance to do it.
Are you talking to me? I think that. Oh, Jamie, we're going to throw to you.
Ernie
across
pointing
the
to
street.
me.
This is
I could
Inside
go.
TV.
Is it my turn, Bern? All right, it's my turn. Hi, this is Ryan Hunter-Ray. You started the tradition of jumping in the fountain, and then someone for the last time is going to do it this year. How'd that come to you?
You know, after doing 2 races on a weekend here in an IndyCar, it's super physical. It was super hot, and the fountain was right there. I actually spoke to one of the reporters the day before, and they said, hey, I finished second. I said, hey, if you win this thing, you're jumping in that fountain, right? And I said, yeah, I'll do it. And I'm a man of my word. Next day, I was in that fountain.
Well, I think it's a great idea. I think all the guys really enjoy it. I don't think the fountain guy who runs the fountain loves it, but you know, it's okay. Talk about just how grueling it is. You guys are in these suits. You're in this Indy car. I would be claustrophobic if I were in that car, but it is grueling.
Yeah, no doubt. It's really physical. You know, there's no power steering. You're inside of a car that's basically an engine strapped to your back, and it is definitely, you know, during the race I'm up at 180 beats per minute. You know, there's no assisted power steering, like I said, and the brake pedal, you're pushing 1,200 pounds of pressure through it. So it's extremely physical, and when you get done with the race, you're beat up, you're sore. So I'm sure all the drivers are pretty thankful right now that we have one race on the weekend for IndyCar. We have the IMSA race on Saturday, so it's a good combination.
I was just going to say they don't have to do two, so maybe they won't be as inclined to jump in the fountain.
Right. Well, you know, it's a Belle Isle tradition now. We're coming to downtown next year, so we'll see. I've always loved Belle Isle. My first race there, I think, was in 2000, right? And it's been one of those races. This city, everything about it, the fans here, it's been really special. So it'll be tough to see Belle Isle go for now, but I've got some great memories, some of the best.
I was going to ask you what you think of the move to downtown as a driver, former driver. What do they think about it?
Well, the race was originally downtown, right? And the schematics that I've seen, the layouts, it looks fantastic. And whenever you put a race in downtown, you know, right where everybody can just access it easily, it usually works out for the best. And I love the layout. Like I said, there's a special place in my heart for Belle Isle. But you know, we'll have to see how it goes. I think it's going to be good for the race, for the series, and you know, for the city.
I have to ask you about the Indy 500 winner, former winner. Marcus Ericsson just did it. He was showing off his ring the other day. Is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got one too. How exciting is it that everyone is back together? Because they just had 300,000 people at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's sold out on Belle Isle. We're back after a really tough time.
Yeah, it's so great to see that. You know, I remember seeing on Sunday at the Speedway just the stands packed, and we hadn't seen that probably since 19. Then with 2021, 22 with the 21 with the pandemic. Just to see everybody back again and back to normal, you know, it's so special. So we all enjoyed it together, and we're going to see a great crowd this weekend, you know, at Belle Isle. Weather's perfect, so looking forward to it.
Do you have someone you think might win this weekend? I know you work for Chip Ganassi Racing now. Those guys are fast. They were at Indy.
All the Ganassi cars, you can never count them out. Pato was really quick today, and he won here last year, so it's anybody's guess. IndyCar is so competitive. It's tough. You can pick any of 15, 16 drivers at the moment that have a good shot at it.
You're really good at TV, because that's a good segue to what I got to get to, which is drivers to watch this weekend.
This is for the win.
Pato O'Ward is the defending champ on Belle Isle, winning race 2 of the Detroit Grand Prix last year.
You're the championship leader. Can you believe that?
Yes, I can.
The 23-year-old from Monterrey, Mexico, is looking to win again as part of Team Arrow McLaren SP.
Will Power is a real powerhouse. The Team Penske driver is a 2-time winner in Detroit, his latest in 2016.
So checkered flag, his 26th career win. And his first win since the first race of May 2015. Will Power wins it in Detroit.
3 to go, 2 to go, you know, and then coming across the line, it's obviously fantastic.
It's Power's 18th IndyCar season, and he's already earned his spot in the record books.
All right, we are back at the Campus Martius. The party has begun. Why don't you introduce your friend here that you brought over?
That's the big boss, Bernie. Kyle Novak is the race director of NTT IndyCar Series, and the guy that actually we have to listen before every race on. Actually, he's on race control, and he gives us every penalty, every guideline, what to do, what not to do, but I'll let him speak a little bit. To me, in my opinion, he has the toughest job. Like today, I went to the driver's meeting. He gave the driver's meeting. I sat in the back, and we always have questions about what happened a month ago. And he has to explain why he made that decision, and people just keep coming at him. And he's not this tall for nothing. He didn't choose a big guy to intimidate us, because he has a very tough job.
That's like one of the great intros I've ever heard. And from Dexter, Michigan, too, right?
Well, the only reason I'm here, Bernie, is because I'm a little bit taller. They couldn't stuff me into an Indy car. My feet would be hanging over the front wing, so it's the only reason I'm here in this role.
When were you bitten by this race car bug?
Really, my whole life, but been in professional racing officiating since 2015 and worked my way up to IndyCar in 2018. So it's been a pleasure to work with all the veterans like TK and a lot of our young guns as well.
Was he ever a pain in the butt?
There's one of the best pictures of me is actually arguing with TK at Mid-Ohio. So, TK is good. He's always been good to us.
You know, Bernie, I think he has a very difficult job, because as a team, Jay Fry, all the IndyCar Series officials and the drivers, we work really closely together. But at the end of the day, when somebody makes a decision that maybe changes the outcome of a race or officiates a penalty, you always have people that agree and people that disagree. But at the end of the day, they said Kyle made the decision, which, he's going to have to come up and speak for it.
One of the hardest things we do, though, in IndyCar versus any other sport is that our game doesn't stop. The clock doesn't stop. We can't go under a hood, and the clock, and commercial break. They're always moving. They're always going around, and we got to make those calls in the pressure of the environment. But they don't make it easy on us sometimes. But
we'll give you an example. The biggest race in the world last weekend, and at the Indy 500, somebody crashes with 6 laps to go. It was going to take too long. He red flagged the race. The leader was furious because it could have ended there, and we restart the race. The fans loved it, and it ended up on the green. But that's the guy that takes the heat.
You're the guy that makes those calls.
I'm the one that makes the decision. He was in third.
I loved him.
So he was happy. He's like, this is the best decision Kyle's ever made. But I'll tell you, if in first, he would have been, wouldn't have had some happy things to say about me.
What do you want to do next? Do you love what you're doing now?
I love what I'm doing right now. We've taken the sport so far from adding the aero screen for driver safety to making the cars, as safe as they can be, and the sky's the limit with the sport right now.
All right. He saved us. We missed a guess, and this guy pitched hitting.
He's the man.
Like a tiger. Should have been playing for the Tigers. There you go. Anyway, Kyle, great seeing you. Enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Good luck this
Great
weekend, my friend.
Thanks, DK.
I want to just tell Jamie, who's listening, and we're going to throw to her. Big fan of Sports Final Edition right here, Jamie. Over to you.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah. Thanks, guys. I'm waving. Well, I have another guest. They're coming in hot after this party. I have Joseph Newgarden now. You clean up nice from practice.
We're quick at everything. We can get off the track, change into a suit, be ready to party, speak on stage, whatever they want us to do.
I remember talking to you over there last year. It was sort of like a limited quantity because we're coming out of the pandemic. How fun is it that music's playing, it's packed on the island and right here?
It's been great. It's been good to be back at the track, seeing crowds, re-energize the racetracks. The Indy 500 was great a week ago. It was completely packed, complete blast, and now to be back in Detroit, the city looks like it's coming alive again. I'm sure that's a welcome sign for everybody here in the area. And obviously on Belle Isle, it's a send-off for us. It's the last time we're going to be racing there. We're going to be coming downtown next year. So really trying to live it up, enjoy the moment, and then obviously next year is going to be a new challenge.
Let's talk about the car. How did it run today?
Yeah, it was a slow start for us, but this is early days. This track's all about confidence. It's about building every session. So we had practice one today. We'll practice again in the morning, then qualify in the afternoon. So you just try and slowly build your confidence up, and then be there when it really matters. Qualifying's important, but then Sunday for the main show, that's the real money winner. That's when we want to perform our best.
I don't want to bring up negativity. Last year you were close. Yeah. We don't even have to go into it. How motivated are you because of that and because of it being the last one on Belle Isle to win?
Very motivated. We were close. Like you said, we ended up finishing second. We got passed with probably 2 laps to go by Young Charger.
And I had to ask you questions after that.
Yeah. Young Charger Pato Award got right by us. But we were in the fight. That's most important. We led a lot of laps that day, probably 90% of the laps. So I feel encouraged that we can come and do that again. We just need to lead a couple more this year.
Yeah. So I saw you at the media luncheon, and we were talking about babies because you just had a baby. How is it to be a new father?
It's been a blast. It's been different. Me and my wife are learning about it, and we're early days. He's a 6-month-old baby, but he's very healthy and happy, and so we're very fortunate for that. But it's been tough. I've been on the road. My whole month of May I was in Indianapolis. I'm coming straight here, and then I'm not even getting home till mid next week. So I've been gone a little too much, but everything's all good.
I asked you if you should put a baby on board on your bus or something.
Yeah, I feel like everyone should just take it easy on me. I'm a new dad. I'm trying to impress my kid. Like, give me a couple wins.
Let me win.
Yeah, just give it to me. It would be the nice thing to do.
I've been talking to you a lot because you've won twice already. Virtually, I've talked to you. They gave me this little card, my producer, and it says, contestant on American Ninja Warrior. Did not know that.
I like how your producer is digging up the old facts. Yeah, this was probably 7 years ago, I think I went on the show. It was fun. It was
really, so wild.
Long time ago, but yeah, whenever you get an opportunity to go on a show like American Ninja Warrior, I feel like you have to say yes. So
are you a CrossFit guy? Like, how did this happen?
I do a little bit of CrossFit style of training. I do all sorts of training, but American Ninja Warrior, I was not prepared for that because it's not necessarily your fitness level, it's your skill level. Yeah. And I didn't know how to work those obstacles, but it was a total blast. I want to do it again.
How long did you last through the...
I made it about halfway through the first stage. Well, so stage, I guess the third obstacle, but the first set of stage before you get to the wall. So I made it, decently, but I think if I knew what I was doing, I probably could have done better maybe.
So you're going to say you're going to stick to racing, try and win here. Just final question about moving downtown. Are you pumped?
Very excited. I love this city. It's important to us at Team Penske. Team Penske's backyard, Team Chevrolet, having GM in their headquarters here. And then obviously on my car, I drive the Hitachi car, and they've got their U.S. headquarters here. So there's always a lot of pride coming to the city. And I'm so excited to see it downtown just because of the access. They're going 50% of the track next year is going to be free to view for the public. And so it's going to be a total game changer for this event. I think the accessibility, being able to get there from downtown is going to be really easy. Right where we're at, you're going to be able to walk to the track from here. So as much as I've loved Belle Isle, I can't wait to see what downtown's going to hold.
Well, that is just a great segue. Why don't you toss it back to Bernie?
Well, thanks for listening, guys. Enjoy the race this weekend. Back to you in the studio.
All right. Good toss. That guy should do TV. That's Joseph Newgarden. This is Pato Award. You might remember him. He won out at the island last year. Feel good this year?
Yeah, I love coming here. I love coming here. I love the Belle Isle racetrack, and we had a great year last year. So I'm looking forward to coming back and hopefully keeping on our good vibes there.
I don't want to look too far ahead, but next year it's not on Belle Isle.
Yeah, but man, it's exciting. It's a new track. Still here in Detroit. It's going to be downtown. I know Team Chevy's super excited about that. So we are on the same boat. We're sad to see Belle Isle go away. At least I am. I really enjoyed going there.
You're going to miss the fountain.
Yeah, nice and chilly.
Hey, we should jump on this one at the end here.
Right here.
Yeah,
right,
Tony?
Right here.
Vamos.
Don't mess up your suit.
That's good. No,
You're going with them.
I said me and Bernie we'll take it.
I told him I did my hair. I couldn't do it twice in one day.
Oh, well, we'll take a dip. Yeah.
Okay.
So Pato, you're great momentum. We just finished second and third at the Indy 500, which first loser, second loser here, but you just re-signed your deal. You were the second fastest today. You're, in my opinion, and everybody knows this, but you're the upcoming star of an Indy car. What are the goals? For this year, obviously now the 500 is done. What are you going to do to win this championship?
Man, I think the biggest thing is we're sitting in a great spot right now. We need to take advantage of those weekends whenever our car rolls off strong, because not every weekend's going to be that way. You'll go to, Run America next weekend, and maybe we're sitting 12th, and that's the best we can do. So you need to really take advantage of the good weekends you can have whenever the car's feeling good and everything's in sync. And then try and minimize the damage into the ones where you're maybe not so fast or just a little bit lost.
Right.
So as much as we'd love to be perfect everywhere, it ain't going to be that way. And I think that's what makes IndyCar so special and so interesting. It's just there's so many different tracks, and the same guy that's winning one weekend is probably not going to be winning the next weekend. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just minimize the amount of damage that you might be able to have whenever things aren't going perfect, but really try and maximize whenever you do have the tools to do it.
This is, what I've noticed out of this, you guys are like just one big traveling family. Really? You guys, you have a nice camaraderie, you like each other, you get along?
Some of us.
Yeah.
Some of us.
But are there guys that don't get along?
For sure.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. There's
give us a couple
There's
names.
some beef.
Give us some.
Me and Tony.
We don't like each other.
You're not biting, are you?
Yeah.
I can see that.
No, but like Bernie, I think we spend a lot of time on the road, and we race hard, we race fair, and I don't see why this mentality that because we're rivals we should be hating on each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's yes. We raced really hard last weekend, and I'm pretty sure if we got down to the wire on the last lap, he was going to do anything he could to keep me behind, and I was going to do anything I could to pass him. But at the end of the day, this is a sport. We're out there. We represent teams. We represent people, and I think we need to send the right message. We don't always get along. We have arguments, but it's a pretty big. IndyCar is a pretty big family.
You sound like you agree with a lot what he said.
Yeah, it's like a circus, and we are the clowns.
What the hell does that make me? The elephant.
Yeah.
I had another thing I thought of, but I go with elephant instead.
It's too much time that you spend not at home for it to be a waste and for you to not have and enjoy, right? So A big thing, for example, in our team is, we get down to business and we work hard, but you can't forget to enjoy and have fun. Because if you're not doing that, then you're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable and you're never going to be happy if it's just everything is too not fun. Yeah, when things aren't fun, it's just not fun. Like we like to joke with each other, and we race, and I think that's something that IndyCar has that you don't really see in other series around the world, where everybody races so hard, but there's a very special kind of vibe and respect that everyone has with each other. Maybe some guys with others, maybe not so much, but in general, I feel like the respect is mutual between everyone, and everyone respects, what you're putting on the line. It's dangerous, as good as safety has come to now. Yeah. It's still dangerous. That factor is not going away, and it's important to have that with the people that you compete against, and even if they're in other teams, it's important to have that. It's more enjoyable. It's just more enjoyable when you can trust somebody when you're racing. I feel like you can say to it as well. It makes a big difference whenever you can race hard and clean with somebody, or when you're around someone and you're like, I just can't.
Right, because your life's on the line.
Yeah, exactly. And then there's a lot of money into it too. The teams don't like damaged race cars.
I wanted to ask both of you. Formula One has gotten so much publicity recently, everywhere. What is your take on the sudden where that thing has come from?
Netflix, bro.
Netflix.
That Netflix series. I tried to watch it the other night. Honest to God, I got home from work at 12:15. I turned it on. 10 minutes, I was like, first of all, the noise level, the video, everything, the sound was incredible.
But
if you did that same series with you guys, it would be pretty similar.
No offense to F1, but I think, they are a very good product, and they got a big hit with Netflix. But as far as we just talked about how well we get along, I think that is a side of IndyCar that people haven't seen it yet. And a hardcore IndyCar fan, it's always been a hardcore IndyCar fan. The goal now is to hit the young kids that spend their whole day on a tablet. Yeah. They don't even watch us on TV anymore. So, right?
That's the big, and I think what Netflix gave Formula One is the younger demographic, but also women. A lot of women and girls that are my age.
Are you single?
Eh?
Are you single?
No.
No, then okay, but still.
No, but in just the way that girls that I've known for many years, and then they just, oh my God, I saw it, and I was like, you saw what? Well, I saw the Netflix. Why aren't you in it? And it's like, well, they're two very different series, and I think what is giving people kind of the hook is that they're picking and choosing. Oh, that's my favorite driver now. And it's giving them a reason to watch. And I think that's what makes a fan. You need someone to cheer for. You need to have a human connection with somebody. But sometimes it's hard whenever you just see them behind the helmet. I just think that's what we might struggle with a little bit here is that we need to try and kind of not expose, but just show what's behind the race car and not just, hey, get in the race car and go driving. What do you think?
I agree. I think the personality, which we have plenty in the series.
No question. We have about 10 seconds left. Let's put him on the spot. Are you going to win on Sunday?
That's the plan.
You're going to ask a driver if he's going to win. He's going to say yeah.
Well, let me say, he shouldn't get in a car if he doesn't think he's going to win, right?
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Anyway, great seeing you.
Yeah, I like
Always enjoys talking to you. We'll see you Sunday, hopefully, after the race.
Yes.
Right there in the fountain.
We'll jump in the fountain with you.
Okay.
He's jumping at every fountain. I haven't seen him in one yet.
I'm here.
Come on, Tony.
I got to do something for Mero, so I can't.
See you, Pato. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
All right. We're gonna bring in Jamie Edmonds. Is she there? Yeah, there she is. Looky there. Well, we want to remind everyone, first off, that Sunday night at 7 o'clock, we're going to have an hour show on Channel 4, our local 4, about the Grand Prix. We're going to have the drivers. Tony's going to be there. That's worth the price of admission alone. It's free, but it's worth the price of admission. And so we'll be there Sunday night. Right, Jamie? You're in on Sunday night? I could pencil you in.
Yes, of course. And you guys were talking about the fountain.
Okay.
Bernie, you should go in the fountain.
I would, but you know, I'd have to put on a Speedo and all that. You know, it just would not be pretty. No, it would not be
All right,
pretty.
fine, maybe
It's
not.
just no, yeah, exactly. Thank you. But anyway, we'll see you Sunday night on Channel 4. Jamie, we'll see you then. And how about Tony Kanaan? How about a nice hand for Tony Kanaan?
Thank you,
Come
guys.
on.
Thank you.
Come on. What a professional. And for me, the amateur. But anyway, we'll see you Sunday night, 7 o'clock on Channel 4 for Tony Kanaan, for Jamie Edmonds. I'm Bernie Smovitz. Have a great night. Hope you enjoyed our Grand Prix Premiere show. Have a great night. Good night, everybody.